What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Black Girls Do Reviews. I am so excited. We have a special guest, and she's a celebrity in my eyes. Okay, like
He
when
is.
I am on TikTok right after an episode has aired for Real Housewives, anything, her takes are like top tier for me. I think me and Zinga send back and forth to each other. Like whichever one sees the video first, sends it to the other one. We're in the comments. So we're happy to have you. Yeah. Happy to have you join us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Do you want to give your TikTok name or your Instagram name where people can follow you?
Oh yes, my TikTok is Ya Says. I'm on all platforms. Ya Says Instagram. I don't really use Instagram, but mainly TikTok and Twitter. Housewives historian, talking nonsense, doing what I do.
Love
it.
Sounds
Love
like
it.
us. Excellent. So we are back with another episode. I think this is episode 9. We're ending up on our 10 episode anniversary, and I don't know, that's a big deal for us. But we're on episode 9, and we're gonna talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, of course, and then Real Housewives of Potomac. I'll admit I didn't watch Salt Lake City. I just saw clips on socials. Real Salt Lake City doesn't really give much to me, but I'll let y'all get I'll let y'all give a debrief of what happens to the episode. Maybe like the top highlights, and then we get to Potomac, which I actually love. So y'all can take it away.
Salt Lake City this season is excellent. They're do like it reminds me of old Housewives. I think the reason I really enjoy Salt Lake City is because initially when we were watching Housewives, it was about these women who lived these lives that were ideally attainable and just talking nonsense. And watching Salt Lake City this season is just I feel nostalgia. We have Bronwyn who's bringing money, real money, almost like Erica from Beverly Hills, like real actual money that we want to like aspire to be quite
Yeah.
honest, doing things, oh, we know this person, we know that person, we pull these strings. And her husband, I think he was like the CEO of like Palm Pilot, so he
Yes,
has the
yeah.
money is just it's
Flowing.
super long. She's wearing couture, like these grandiose type of things that we love seeing. I love Salt Lake City this season. I love it.
Mm,
I, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence because it's just, as I tell Kendra all the time, it's just white woman drama.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
so
Absolutely.
sometimes I'm like, what are you guys really mad about? Like, please.
this is
Like,
one
for
of the
Correct.
instance, this episode.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Kendra.
No, go.
Oh, with this episode, right? I'm like trying to keep track of the whole like Bronwyn. Well, I know why Bronwyn and Lisa are beefing, but then I'm like, what was the issue again with Whitney and Lisa and Angie and Lisa? And I'm like, I cannot. But I will say the one thing I love about Lisa is that she just really saying whatever, doing whatever, and it just eats all the time. It
Every single
eats.
time. Every single time. Because they started off this episode, they were in Palm Springs.
Mhm.
Basically, Bronwyn is mad at Lisa because she feels like Lisa doesn't have her back when it comes to Heather. I think she
Mhm.
feels like her and Lisa have a longer standing relationship. However, I think with Lisa and Heather, a lot of times, and I don't think people recognize this, when they bring in new housewives, it's because they're testing them, and ideally one of the OGs is going to go. So I think for Lisa and Heather, it's almost like, oh, let's form this sort of like alliance, because if it's like the two of us, they can't get rid of the two of us. But I
Mhm.
mean, we've noticed in Housewives, to me, if you can get rid of Vicky Gunvalson, you can get rid of Lenithia Leaks, anybody is fair game. As I'm
Mhm.
watching this season, it seems like they're phasing out Meredith. So Lisa and Heather, really honestly, they don't have anything to worry about. Meredith isn't as strong this season. And I know when Monica left Salt Lake City, they're like, oh, like we're not gonna watch if Monica's on. I like my housewives to be rich. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch the girls complain about Zara clothes. I want to see rich people. So if we're going to watch Monica because she has a carport and a rented range, she could have gone on Zeus. That's not what I want to see on Housewives. So when they brought Braun in, I was like, oh, this like it adds up. And this whole like I don't like having fans of the show on the show. I think it kind of like declasses the show almost.
Mhm.
Obviously, we know about the Housewives universe. I'm sure when Housewives come on, they've seen like a couple of clips. But when
Mhm.
you come on as a fan, it's evident. And it was clear that Monica was a fan. She was almost going for like shock value every single time. When you have like this like regular mess or oh, I don't want to fly coach, and my husband talks to me poorly, but he bought me this bag, and although we have all of this money, he's constantly traveling, like that type of just, I can't relate to this type of, I don't want to watch a girl that is living hand to mouth. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that on Housewives. If I wanted to see that,
Mhm.
I can go on TikTok, see any old girl living hand to mouth. Like that's not what I want to see.
I don't like the drama either that's all about like podcasts. Like a lot of their issue is like
Yes.
you did an interview on a podcast and you said this about me and you said it, and it's like you're breaking the fourth wall, you're making the show
Uh-huh.
about the show, and it starts to feel like
Mm-hmm.
it loses the y'all are a friend group who is going through drama, really rich, wealthy, shouldn't have drama at all type of thing. So even Meredith, I can actually see your point of them phasing Meredith out. I felt like they tested with the storyline about her having was it like a bar mitzvah or something? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
like
and
they
we
kind
never
of
heard about that again.
Ever.
ever. So I think they were
Ever.
trying to test us, like, do the fans like hearing about this? And we
Exactly.
so get rid of that. And then her drama, even when she was at the table with like the husbands and all that stuff,
Uh-huh.
like you did
Because
a
it's been 5 seasons of Seth not being around. Now what? You have all this money, he's still not around. And the streets are saying Seth might have a little side piece up in wherever he is in Ohio. So and I think what for Meredith's father who passed away, he had bread down. He left Meredith and her sibling $300 million. So they each got 150 mil. So in Meredith's mind, even though you guys, and thank goodness she got that post up, in Meredith's mind, obviously she got the funds, but she's thinking, okay, why do you have to keep working this hard? I'm getting paid from the show. Obviously got my jewelry line. My father left us bread. To me, it's two things. Either that man got a, am I allowed to curse?
yeah.
Yes.
Either that man got a bitch, which Meredith, if you don't want him, there's a plenty of women who'll take him.
Mhm.
Or two, he's trying to overcompensate because Meredith has all this money. So he feels like, oh, I still got to, work and show that I'm provided it up. But I think their youngest kid, what is like 19, 20? You don't have to like keep, working this hard. And she already told you the first time your marriage almost broke the first time and you're still traveling. So in her mind, like, what is the sense of this? It's a 2-day trip. You had to go back to Columbus that bad on a 2-day trip?
It's so funny you say this because I saw a TikTok that said that he is, and I pulled it up, he is the senior vice president of extreme value sourcing at Big
Big
Lots.
lots.
Big Lots in
Lots.
Ohio. So that's why he flies back to Ohio
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
And it's not
Big
like they're at Walmart, Nordstrom, Saks.
He could do
They're
that job remotely though, right?
exactly. You
Right.
don't have to be in like what are you really like? I know the big lots in my area, they've been closing them down. So what's going on?
Like, what do you have to meet in person about? That's weird.
It's not
That's
making sense.
But when
It's
he got and when I did see the clip and he's like biatch, right? He showed somebody.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, because it was Sean was saying that Meredith was using her son Brooks, which I do think that she was using her son Brooks's sexuality to kind of relate to Sean because there's been rumors about Sean's sexuality. And he was basically like, well, your son is gay and you're using him being gay to kind of not relate to me, but show that you're like an ally in the community. So you're not spreading rumors. And then Whitney was like, well, show proof. And then Seth pulled it up, show the proof. He was like, well, look at this, biatch. I was like, Seth. Because if it had been Whitney calling you all types of bitches, you wouldn't have been happy. To me, it gave a little bit Patricia Thomas. Cynthia, what's
Mhm.
happening here? You're in women's business too much because at least Sean and Angie, they're two messy queens, kinfolk, equally yoked. So it makes sense. Seth, your wife she can't tussle with the words as quickly as the other girl. So you might want to shut it up.
The fact that the husband didn't say nothing for me, that's like
Yes.
crazy. Like, and he doubled down on it. She was like, "Are you calling me a bitch?" And he was like,
Yes.
"No."
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
you asked
think
for the proof.
he didn't say anything because it was the two previous episodes where he got in a kind of war with words with John, Lisa's husband. So he's thinking, oh, like I can't do this again with another husband, and the husband already isn't there. So
I would have
It's
went.
honestly just too much husband involvement for me,
Yes,
though.
very Jersey-like. I think they want to
Like,
get paid. Because Jersey, the husbands are the only ones in the franchise that get paid. So I think they want to get paid. That's what I'm thinking.
oh.
Mhm.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's too much husband involvement. I was like, we gotta wrap this up. It's just
Okay.
too much. I'm tired of y'all talking. I told Kendra last time, men on this show should just be seen and not heard.
Yes, a lot of husband involvement, especially with Bronwyn's husband Todd.
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of like Todd though, because
I like Todd.
it's given he not here for the show. Like I
He
don't care
exactly.
what it's
Don't like
about.
this show.
I
He
don't. If
doesn't.
he's gonna be like Robert Senior and just not show up
Yes.
anymore.
And not show up exactly.
That dinner table, maybe I did watch the episode because I had a lot to say. But at the table when they brought up Gwen and the grandparent situation,
Mhm.
it's like, no,
Don't
stop
shut it. And it makes
down.
sense.
And I'm like, Bronwyn, stand by your man. Like, if I know my
Mhm.
man, especially when he says no, that's it. Wrap it up, guy. Like, guys are not gonna.
Exactly.
He was trying to be too cute about it, and I think that's what got him like, oh, now I need to turn it up because you're not hearing me. I said no.
And I think it's clear that man has never seen the show. It's
Mhm.
clear that
It's
man has
very
never
clear.
ever seen the show. So he didn't know like what's going on. He's probably not used to this like catty whatever. And Gwen, that's his daughter. She's the only father she's ever known. So
Yeah.
obviously he's gonna be like he's putting the gavel down. And I thought it got even weirder when they're like, oh, name 3 things you like about your husband. She's like, oh, his black card. I said, no, girl, it's a 10th anniversary. You can't say that man is kind, he treats you well, he pushes you to be your best. His black card. And then she said another thing prior to that. She was like, oh, miserable and beautiful, just like our marriage. I said, oh,
Yes, yes.
10
Yeah,
years? Gotta say.
she also added like something about, oh, we have our good days and our bad days. Like
Uh-huh.
it was like she just kept piling on
Piling
about
it
how
on.
like
I
it's
said good days and
wrapped
bad days after
up.
10 years.
And we
What's
got the
going on?
celebration though. Like, hey,
Yeah,
hey.
and I think what was even more bizarre is she had mentioned that he's not around that much. This man is around 25% of the time. Y'all still got good days and bad days. Out of the 2 days of the 7 days, he's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was very weird for her to be revealing all of that in that moment, especially when I feel like up until this point we thought things were great. Like just the
Mhm.
last episode she was talking about she wears funny costumes to go pick him up from the airport. So it's like,
Yes. Yes.
wait.
Last night before the episode, she had posted something on Instagram and had said, oh, Todd, I didn't mean like speak to you that way. And, I still love you and you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's giving very much you knew how he would come across on this episode and you're trying to save face because it's clear that he has the upper hand. And if that man says, we're not doing the show no more, Bronwyn, I can tell you really want to be on this show. It's either that diamond necklace or the show and you're picking the diamond necklace. You're not picking
Mhm.
the show. And people are also saying like, oh, she probably came on this show to get divorced and this whole like prenup situation. Bronwyn doesn't give like dummy and she's
Mhm.
working finance. So it's clear, I feel like even if she did decide to leave this man, and I'm not going to compare her to that bozo forehead Darby. Like there's no relation almost. Like Bronwyn will leave with something. It's not going to be as I think as grandiose as we expect, but she's probably better off just riding out because the man is what they're
Oh,
I think that's
29
her
years.
strategy. That's her strategy.
Exactly.
How much can I take? How much can I get over? Like it is what it is. What can I buy to make up for the fact that he's getting on my nerves?
Exactly. And I saw comments like, "Oh, I wouldn't stay for a $4 million necklace." Y'all but just
why
staying with men
not?
for 10
Why
years
not?
for nothing. You're not staying for a $4 million necklace? I'm sorry, I'd rather cry with a $4 million necklace. At least I'm shining. Y'all been to that Pandora getting promise rings after 16 years. And you're talking about, oh, you would never have the opportunity. Like, what are you all saying? Bronwyn,
Exactly.
as much as that man talked, the tone was off. I'll agree with that. But what he said to me, it did make sense.
But I think Bronwyn forgot for a split second. Like your relationship is one where when he says no, that's it. Like come back,
Yes.
Bronwyn. I think you showing out for your friends. It's kind of how it felt.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what
In
it's
that type
given.
of relationship, when he says no, that's it.
That's
And
it. And the way she's like, when he says no, she's done. But I feel like she takes what she wants to say to him into the group, because when it comes to the group, she don't play. She's like, you can't do this and da 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 da. And I was like, this is a very interesting dynamic, because you could have been saying this to Todd. And I'm inclined to believe your on-camera relationship is representative of your off-camera relationship. But if, hey, she likes it, I love it for her. What do I know?
Buy another weird sculpture or whatever she keep buying for the house.
That's it.
So happy.
That's
Okay.
it.
Wait, can we talk about Mary and the
Sure.
son and the daughter, the wife? Because that was such a cringy scene. Like,
You know, people are very like touchy when it comes to parenting, which I understand. And I'm glad that Mary is recognizing who her son is a result of her parenting. I thought it was, see, that's why I couldn't be on this show, because I feel like my mouth is too quick. I thought it was very interesting when she brought up Brittany's parenting relationship with her daughters.
Mm.
You was hopping on your step granddaddy's hot dog and then had a baby with him. And your son is zooted up to the sky, higher than Air Force One. You talking about parenting? See, they wouldn't like me on this show, because as soon as she brought up parenting, immediately let's talk about the sons. And I don't like this whole like, let's not bring up the children. No, you talked about my parenting. Who am I parenting? My children. No, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I think Mary's son was on all of these concoctions of medications, and this show, like, you could tell when she walked into that room, he had just finished smoking Lord knows what with this girl. And I think her thought process, which I understand, is if I kick this girl out, he's going to leave with this girl. And I understand why she's being very elusive when it comes to this boy. I'm sorry. That boy is 21, ain't got no job, ain't going to school. No Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, I don't know, Piggly Wiggly, something. Do something. You're not about to be up in my home later, but what?
I mean, laid up. It was laid up.
And I think that was the last episode, the previous episode, the girl came home, she was going up the stairs. She's talking about, bye, Mary. What happened to Miss? You're in my home, talking about some bye, Mary, eating my food. Mary
and had the vape in hand. Did y'all catch the
and he was
trying
to hide it.
I didn't see it to the comments. I didn't see it to the comments, and it felt like a scavenger hunt. I'm like, what?
Yes.
That was crazy.
You're eating in bed. It is broad daylight.
And she has to ask, like, are you going to brush your hair? Are you going to brush your teeth? Are you going to?
Yes.
Are you guys going to straighten up? Like,
straighten up in the house that I pay for, eating the food.
And the room looks chaotic. The room honestly looks very chaotic, with the Hello Kitty vanity in the back, the wrappers on the bedside table.
You see the air fryer?
Yup.
Yeah, I heard about
it there. I'm like, this is a scavenger hunt scene where
they like live in that room.
They do, and I didn't like. Y'all not gonna get up? Like, the lady walked in, and it was like, what do you need? Hello. Perk up. Like
something. You have cameras. You're gonna be on TV, but it's clear they don't care. Where are these girls' parents? Where's Robert Sr.? I have so many questions that these questions need to be addressed in the review. From my understanding, Robert Jr. is currently like in rehab for all of his like drug addiction. Thank goodness. But this is a clear, like, this needs to be tough parenting, because when Mary and Robert Sr. are no longer there one day, are you guys just gonna give this boy all of this money and then this like what's going on here?
Yeah.
Sending love to the
that was very just,
yeah,
she got to get on her black mom. I'm sorry.
And
need to get beat.
and do
he need to get treated like she said her mom did her, like just rough.
Sometimes the girls need tough love. Like, give tough love. Your mama comes in, you're not up. Hey mom, what can I help you with? And you just eating pizza. She munching next to you. Y'all both look foolish.
It was the lack of shuffle for me, because my mom coming in the room. It's like, who? Like, just start. Start. I don't know. Like,
I'm right there with you.
So, all right, that's Salt Lake City. I think we're starting to like it. Let's say that. We might have changed our opinion a little bit. We weren't fans, but good episode. We'll give them that. We're staying tuned for the next episode. Yes. So let's switch now. This is my favorite show, Real Housewives of Potomac. And I'm hyped because this episode was just characters, just a lot of characters.
Yes.
I feel like, and I want to get started with Karen letting
Oh.
us know that Mia has an opioid addiction,
Mhm.
and from what I hear, it's true. Like out
It
of
is true.
true,
It
right?
is. Yes, it's not new. It's not like new news. She did a segment on Good Day DC. Oh, maybe 5, 6 years ago. She looked completely different. The girls need to stay away from the fillers. And she had mentioned she was addicted to opioids. I think after whatever plastic surgery that she had done, and she ended up doing chiropractic care because it helped her, like her mental whatever. But also, it wasn't. I think there's a lot of lies. A lot of things seem very contradictory to me when she speaks, because she mentioned that in the segment with Good Day DC. But then she also mentioned that she got into chiropractic care because she had met Gordon, and they had the family had already franchised some joint chiropractic. So were you addicted to drugs while in the strip club, and then you met Gordon, who had a chiropractic center, but then they made you marketing director, but then you were living hand to mouth last season, but you still have 22 locations to sell? Not like, I was like, this is not, none of this is making sense to me.
She's trying to spin it, I think. Like, I think she did have an addiction. I think she did open the joints. I think all of
Sure.
that. And she's like, yeah, like I'm gonna say my story is, because I didn't understand, and sorry to healthcare people, whatever people, I didn't understand how having an addiction to drugs, you gotta open a chiropractic place.
Correct. And
So
as somebody who is in healthcare, it did not make sense to me.
okay,
I
great.
go to my chiropractor once a month. And I was like, this is not normally when you go, you're having like some sort of like joint pain. So what I'm trying to correlate, I presume, is that the medication helps subside whatever pain she was having, and she was using it as a pain management tool. So then she went to chiropractic care and utilized that as pain management. I presume maybe they have physical therapists at the joint chiro. That's the only way that this would make sense to me.
I feel like you guys are gonna continue to try to make sense of Mia's lies, and they're just lies. She's a liar. And that's why I'm just like, girl, I don't care. This lady is a liar. She just lie.
Mhm.
But how do we feel, at least, about Karen calling that out? Like, Karen has been dropping bombs this season, I feel like, and some people are saying it's deflection, other people are saying
Correct.
it's defense, but she coming for people that come for her.
I think that she really saw Mia as a friend. Why? I don't know. So in her mind, let me get her the same way that she's getting me, because she keeps bringing up these DUIs. I understand it's still in litigation, but Karen, 2 DUIs is concerning. And knowing that you are on a platform as big as Bravo, the girl said in the little, what's it called, Marilyn K search, you had Stella Rosa. And I think that's what's really irritating. So you're drinking Stella Rosa as a housewife. Talking about a deer. Like, it's not adding up. And then it's me and Ray are having problems. What is Raise My Soldier? But also, I'm grieving my parents. But also, it's Stella Rosa. But also, 3 years ago, when I was having drinks with Mia, I had to pull over to call my driver. Which is it?
So Karen's a liar and
So they the same person?
I'm not the biggest fan of Karen. I'm really not. I've been waiting, and I've said it multiple times. I was like, there is something about Karen, and I don't know what it is. And when I saw this DUI, I said, look, vindication. Because I was like, there is something about this woman that is just not making sense. And I think people to me honestly really like Karen because of her glow up. Because the first season was all about etiquette, whatever. And now she's like this like 60-year-old. She's fabulous. She has the blonde hair. She wears these outfits. She's this grande dame. And what I'm struggling with is every single season when there's an issue, Karen is like, I'm riding the fence. But now when it comes to this DUI thing, I need to know what bitches are for me. Huh? These girls can't ride the fence. Now it's you're either for me or against me. It's not, I'm not understanding it.
wasn't your tagline, I don't ride the fence, I am the fence, or
Am the
something?
fence a
I
bozo if
never
I ever
understood
saw
what that
one.
meant. Like, you
It don't
thought
make no sense.
I don't get it though.
It don't
Like,
make
I don't
sense.
understand. I don't understand. So then we could get into
Ashley.
Ashley. Yeah, she says she's getting used to being a single mom. And I'm not understanding Ashley. I feel like even before she pretended like she was getting this divorce and moved out and all that stuff, like I don't think you've ever not been a single mom.
Correct.
It's always given Michael Darby is not involved, not with all, like he might pick the baby up and then gotta go to work. But it's get her off my screen. Pretty much.
She's
Like,
a single mom. She was alone in a marriage. She's a dumb dummy. And I think what I also struggled with is people presumed Ashley was this like criminal mastermind, that she was gonna leave with a boatload of money. Her mom was in a tent. What about her gave criminal mastermind? And then when you try to negotiate a prenup on television, I was like, oh, this girl's stupid. You have Michael, and I don't think people are recognizing like the magnitude of Michael's wealth, especially here in the DMV area. He owns so much property in this area. So you've been on the show for 9 seasons. And they will always get on Wendy like, oh, she has a new business. She has a new business. If this is not the platform to promote whatever thing you're peddling, then what is it? Now you're talking about, I'm trying to book as many drag shows as I can. You were married to a multi-millionaire. How much are these drag shows paying you? What, 2-3K per show?
if that,
I use his card for Uber Eats. Oh, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. And I'm sure he cleaned you out in that divorce, because each season they start off, I think they start you off right around, well, they used to start you off right around $3,000 per episode when you first started. But now with like inflation and stuff, they're like 6-7 grand. So Ashley has to be making easy 650-700K per season. Where is this money, Ashley, that you have to do drag shows?
We had an episode where we were talking about what Ashley could have promoted, like what could have been Ashley's business. So we'll ask it to you because we didn't come up with anything. So
I have plenty.
Oh, we did.
She called herself Darby's Barbie. She could have. You can't call Mattel. Why don't you have a Corona sponsorship? You drinking them Coronas every single episode. Could have been had that. She was doing yoga. You had these kids, mommy and me yoga. Simple.
That's what
very, very quick. She was into like holistic care. You could have been a doula. Easy. Very like, I'm not like, nothing to me is making sense about Ashley. Oh, you really like to dance. Oh, why don't we do dance classes with Ashley? Like here in this area, especially when it comes to Housewives, because the closest Housewives, like location closest to us, is going to be Jersey. People would come and pay to see Ashley. You're doing an athleisure line?
Gina.
You and Giselle, when it comes to fashion, I'm not looking at you, girl. I'm not. And then you do your athleisure line, you promote it on the show, terrible drop. Then you end up selling socks and hats. And now we're rebranding. How are you rebranding a brand that was never branded? You're making shit up. And now it's drag shows. And also, you're not promoting the drag shows enough. We are 9 seasons in. I'm talking to my business manager and trying to book drag shows. Oh. Okay.
Even Giselle has a show going now. I saw people attending some Giselle one night only type of thing.
So, correct. She does. And Ashley used to be a pageant girl. You could have went, oh, I'm connecting with the underprivileged, underserved youth to get them into pageants, to show them you can get like scholarships, X, Y. All of these things you could have been done, but no. You laid up under that man, got nothing. So when people are like, oh, Ashley about to get the bad, no, she's poor. And this whole like LLC and the house is in an LLC and also financial stability. And I'm going to get, what did she say? We're going to set up a date to have mediation to file the divorce. And in 3 months, I'll be divorced. You said that was going to happen in June. December is around the corner. There's no divorce. There's no divorce.
She's not gonna do it because she needs the mortgage paid. I don't know what she's buying the money for. Maybe it's the bad weaves or something. I don't know. But
I'm right there with you. And if this whole LLC thing, I also think is a lie, because if it really wasn't an LLC, that money would have been in a trust. That house would have been every month. You know that house is paid for. Why are you still with this man? And she's like, oh, I got a little. You didn't get anything from that divorce, because if you did have something, you wouldn't need this man. Michael doesn't come to the house. Oh, he has a key to the house. Yeah, but he calls me. The man who owns the home, who pays the bills, is gonna call you when he wants to come to that. You're stupid. He's not calling.
He should just stay with him. I don't get why we're leaving him. I don't get
honestly.
It's not giving no reason to leave, like
at all.
And we don't care.
Just put some tricks. That man cheat on you 9 seasons up and down. Just stay with the man. Say you're in an open relationship and call it what it is.
Yeah. sometimes you just gotta mind your business when they cheating. It's
That's
okay.
it.
Mind your business. Like he paying
You're gonna
her.
stay with him anyway. Oh, I found what Michael was doing and you stayed. So now what?
And Michael has been weird since
Yeah,
the beginning. Like,
Yeah. Touching
correct.
people's butt since the beginning. He touched what's the name butt?
The
You
productions.
no,
yeah.
but
Oh, and even
that.
Katie's
Katie's
first. Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. This is his thing. So
Correct.
he's been weird from the beginning. And
Correct.
okay. I wanna go to sorry, this is a random note I wrote down. The birthday bouquet that Wendy got from her
Oh,
husband, kids, and dog was very
I
small.
saw that. It was very small.
Very small.
I expected.
I'm so ashamed.
Especially for 40.
For 40,
Yes.
she's not with y'all. You're getting it
Yeah.
delivered to the house. It's on a TV show. And then you're gonna
Yes.
say it's from the husband, the kids, and the dog.
Dog. I was like,
And
oh.
she said that they take her birthday more seriously than she does. But where was the proof?
See, I'm just gonna assume Lake Norman is in the middle of nowhere, and one of Henna Flies don't deliver. That's what I'm gonna hope. Because Eddie, what's going on?
It was
Oh,
literally
I'm sure y'all got more than enough money to buy her some bouquet of flowers.
more than enough. And just send the gift that you were gonna get for her. Like just
Yes.
do the whole thing. It
Yes.
was very weird. Very weird. So just a random note for me. And um, do we want to go to Potomac being low budget? So I have notes about like the fact that this is the same day. So and I was trying to keep up with like the timeline of the scenes that have been happening.
Mhm.
It's pretty much like they went to sleep and then it's just one day it feels like, or 2 days at most.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
where's the budget for this franchise?
So from what I understand, they've changed the formulation of the trips that they do. So the what's it called? The domestic trips are 3 nights, 2 days, or 2 days, one night, whatever. And the international trips are like 4 to 5 days or 7 days sometimes. However, you can see the difference in how they set the trips because of the production company. Because Potomac and Atlanta, they have the same production company, and Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City, they have the same production company. So you can see the vast differences in trips. From my understanding, they give them like a set budget to work with, and then whatever like add-ons y'all want to do, that's up to y'all. I mean, it's clear that Bravo didn't give Bronwyn millions of dollars. A lot of that you can tell she paid for that herself. But
Mhm.
Mia,
She's
nothing about Mia. She's a Fashion Nova ambassador. I wouldn't expect her to, but it was a very lackluster trip. And it's evident that they didn't take into consideration Wendy's birthday. It was almost as if, okay, we're going to set the trip. Oh, we forgot it's Wendy's birthday. Girl, come up with something.
it was barely Wendy's birthday. And Wendy was so appreciative and it was driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
they're not even really referencing your birthday at all. There was
Oh.
little balloons and that was it. But like dinner was all Mia's friends. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's giving, why are you so excited? She was like, this is one of my best birthdays ever.
No.
What are you talking about? Like
But she
this
also
No.
kept reminding people, it is my birthday. It's my birthday, y'all. It's my birthday. It's my birthday, y'all. It's my birthday. I already.
like
Because I wouldn't have gone, but they also get paid per the episode that they're in. Because people are questioning, why did Giselle come back? She don't come back. She don't get paid. So it's clear that's the only reason why Wendy would like went along with it. Y'all can count me out. I'll stay with my very fine husband and my kids who love me. I'm not
I'll
going.
be fine.
Mhm.
It's my birthday. I'm
Mhm.
okay. And
Absolutely.
the fact that we're going to the joint, like one of the places Mia owns on my birthday trip, that like it's not your birthday here.
Didn't
Just
get adjusted. Just walked around. Now what?
I literally wrote down like this is not a museum, or at least I said it's not like why are we in
Yeah.
here? Just
Yeah.
like, and the doctor is not here today. You don't own this one anymore. Why are we in here?
Nonsense.
You could have drove past it and been like, oh yeah,
We
look,
could have. Let's go to lunch. We could have skipped. What are we doing here?
that's y'all girl. I want to go back to her deep throating the bottle when she kept saying like that's how you keep two men, but like literally almost threw up.
One
Um,
man who was poor, another man who was short, and is a radio personality. I'm good. I want to know how to keep a man. I'm going to Wendy. None of y'all, especially not me.
I can see that.
especially not me.
I also don't think like you're keeping them. Like
So
it's giving this is just your situation. And the deep throat wasn't great. I wrote that down. Like
at all,
nasty. Like
at all, just backwash. I was like, what
It
the hell?
was
What am I
backwash, a lot of
watching?
it too.
yeah. You didn't even like ugh.
I'm
Nothing.
actually surprised that the ladies were like surprised. They were very
Yeah.
much like, "Oh my God, wow,
Oh,
okay,
I thought,
she can do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, y'all can't do that." Like, it wasn't no tricks there.
nothing. I feel like every time, what are we watching? Like, what's going on here? They said, wow, me and the what's it called? The circumference of the bottle is tiny. What are you guys? What's
That's
going on here?
that was my argument. And it literally it's like it gets smaller,
Or
like and it wasn't good. Like
no,
just
impressed by any old thing.
like loser. Like that was just weird. Bad. Like I didn't get it. I hated it. So then okay, I want to move to the car ride to the joint. TJ is the topic of discussion. So TJ, Stacy's man, partner, boyfriend, friend, I don't know. And I think this goes with the same sex topic of the girls bring up the fact that Stacy is celibate again.
Which I just feel like, what are we horny? Why?
Yes, they are. They are. They're old, horny women.
Like,
Because Karen, let's be serious, Karen's not getting it from Ray. He can walk down the stairs. I know he's not climbing up on top of her. Giselle is always peddling some man. Mia, be serious. Jacqueline, we know Jossie. Like, they're what is happening here? What
They're
are we watching?
uh, I don't know. I don't have answers. I don't have answers. But they don't believe it. That she
No.
can, a year plus or whatever without doing it. And TJ waiting on his wife his whole life or something like that. They don't believe it.
TJ I think we're all getting played here, to be honest. Because once she mentioned TJ was an actor, I said, "Oh, this is all making sense." Because I find it difficult that this man would willingly come on this television show and embarrass her like that. Somebody that I don't think you're intending to marry her, but somebody that she is intending at some point to be betrothed to you. And she tries to give you a hug, something. You look at her like the plague. And I thought the language that she used was very interesting when she first introduced TJ. TJ's been intimate with other partners. He wants his first time with me to be like married. I thought it's also odd that he's so Christian and so holier than thou that he won't be with you intimately until you're married, but he has no problem being with a married woman in public. That if this what stand on it. If you don't want to be with the chick, then stand. Don't even be on the show. Don't even have that type of like publicity that you guys are even together. And from what I understand, they also used to work on QVC together. So it's clear it's an actual friend relationship. That man went on Watch What Happens Live with a sheer mesh polka dot top. And I was looking at the interaction between him and Stacey and the interaction between him and Andy. Interaction was vastly different. But if Stacey likes it, I love it for it. What do I know? Right. I'm not a relationship expert.
Right. Listen, TJ, I already said it. He doesn't like Stacey like that.
No, he don't.
He like who he likes.
And it's definitely not Stacey. And Stacey's a beautiful girl. She seems like she's a very fun time. She needs to go barking up a different tree, because to be embarrassed like this on television, and it's going to be embedded in Peacock and Bravo, NBC Universal for the rest of your life, we need more shame. She doesn't have shame. That's what she needs. Shame.
Which one? Wait, who needs shame?
Stacey.
Really?
She needs shame. I couldn't go on TV and a man is clearly telling me he doesn't like me and I keep doing scenes with him. I'd be at NBC Universal with a cease and desist. That first interaction that they had at the gym, I was like, I don't like watching embarrassing stuff on television. I get really like, I need to turn off the TV. And I was like, this is too embarrassing for me to see. And she's like, on a scale of what did she say? On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly you want to have sex with me? That man said K. I said, oh, she don't care. She don't care.
they did the paint thing, and it was like, what do you want to get if yours is better than mine? And
He said, did he say a run or something
a
like that?
run.
A workout?
like,
Yup.
I mean, like, he's absolutely not even gonna hint around it, talk around it. And I don't care how much Jesus you serve. Come
At
on,
all.
let's be for real.
And he's
Okay.
always like, oh, we go to the where do they go? The zoo together. Every time they do something free. Up here in DC, you can't take the doll to the Ritz, RPM, the Lafayette, Hey Adams, something. The zoo. We went to the National African American History Museum. I'm hungry. What are you doing? Like, what are we? Stacey, you're too old. Like, come on. Come on.
I want to see Stacey enter her villain era. I feel like right now
Yes.
she's giving us, it feels early Kenya Moore vibes of like pageant and like, I'm just happy to be here. Like all of that.
Yes.
I need you to step on over to the dark side. Like I need you to turn that off because I'm getting tired of that. It's cute at times, like her like naivete about things is a little cute, but then it's like, all right, like let cut somebody out real quick. Like let's see that. So I'm we'll see. So and then I think we officially TJ meets the rest of the group next
episode. Yeah.
So we'll see how that shapes up. He if he's acting, he's doing his best.
Excellent job.
He's doing his best to stay on the screen to make a name for himself. There are a lot of other things that go on, but I really want to know. I wanted to get into Jazzy. Don't know how to pronounce it. Jay.
No,
And
I wrote it. It's Jazzy, but
It's
they
Jazzy.
spelled it Jossie, but it's
No,
Jazzy.
it doesn't make sense, but whatever.
And I wanted to just get into her story about the husband. Now, Ashley doesn't get it right a lot for me, but Ashley clocked the math really quickly.
Yes.
Thank you. So the story goes from what I remember is he had a baby. They were together a little bit, but before they got serious and even were intimate together, it was another baby. And so now the babies are like 1 and 2 or something like that, and they've been together 3 years. So it's like
she's lying.
The bump
like the girl is lying because the consensus is, and the baby mama came out. The consensus is because as immediately she said, I was like, no, you were a side chick. What I think happened, because she said she was like her occupation as a flight attendant. I think I presume that the chiefs, because I know some of them have like airlines, but some of them fly commercial. I presume she was on a flight, was serving him, Biscoff and ginger ale, was like, oh, you look good, da, da, da. She's like, well, I'm a flight attendant. My base is in Lord knows where. Then they was hooking up a few times, whatever. I think she thought that they were more serious than they actually were. Obviously, you're a flight attendant. He's an NFL player. He's going around, whatever. Because every time they showed a clip of her telling the story, it wasn't making sense. She was like, well, I'm the first girlfriend he's ever had. I was like, that's not a flex at your middle age. What are you talking about? That's not a flex. You're the first girlfriend that a grown man has ever had in your mid-30s. What are you saying here? And he's the best thing that's ever happened to me, which I also think I don't like when women say, I'm like, a man is the best thing. A man is the best thing that's ever happened to you. And if you say that, that man better be Bezos or Gates. Not an NFL player who doesn't have a contract. That's the best thing that's ever happened to you in your life.
That's the biggest thing. I literally wrote down, this story is so complicated because it's a lie. The truth is real simple and easy to remember. And it's also a story I wouldn't share.
Ever.
Very easily got on our screen and said, yeah, it's my fiance. He has 2 children from a previous relationship. That's
it.
That's it.
And leave it at that. And I think what she keeps bringing like the baby mama into it. Oh, well, he was with somebody and he's a great dad and girl, hush. Like this like urban love story you're telling us, we don't want to hear it. Just say you're gonna marry this man, he has 2 kids, nothing else. Because then you on Instagram talking about the blogs and I'll clear it up soon. Shut up. I know you want that check bad too. Shut up if you want a second season.
They can't create anything that doesn't exist. Like she was trying to say like, oh, it's edited. Like, editing, they gotta fit stuff in a certain way. Like you said it though.
No, and I hate when the girls use editing because if you do come back for a second season, production will not be on your side. And then they will really show you editing. You said that thing in one full sentence every single time. Nothing
Mhm.
was chopped and sliced. No. Everybody was doing math like, okay, well, the baby was one and it takes 10 months to have a baby. You've been together for 2 years, and you said you met him here, but it was also like a Super Bowl win. It was 2 Super Bowl wins. Like, nothing was making sense.
Right.
Nothing was making sense.
I cut you off though, Nzinga. You go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, in conclusion, he was cheating, he was messing around, or you was a side chick, and you
Correct.
love him, and that's okay,
And
girl. That's
that's
your story.
fine.
That's your
That's
story.
fine. Say you're okay with cheating. Will we call you stupid? Yeah. But that's fine. That's what you want. Like, who are we? You love that man. We don't gotta lay down to him every night. That's fine.
You with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the proof right there. Like y'all are together, so cool.
Yeah.
And one thing, Mia's not defending any of her friends. So Mia's
Nope.
in the confessional. I don't think her and Jazzy are even like
Quiet.
friends like that. And that's probably like just Jazzy's segue onto the show is through Mia.
Yes.
But still, Mia don't even give you like just a little bit of like she be in the confessional like, yeah, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah, it is.
like
And
hello.
you want Mia, the liar who got the craziest life known to man, saying it's crazy. Oh, then we know you making it up.
Really, really. Because Mia still got paternity issues. So
Yeah.
that don't let Mia be the judge.
Okay.
Be the judge. Okay, one more thing that came up at dinner is Kay was dating a man who impregnated two women at the same time. Or like she was calling it
Twins.
twins. Yeah, she
Twins?
called it twins. I'm
I
like,
thought you meant like Project Twins.
That's what I was thinking
yeah.
too.
But she just said twins. So everybody's like, huh? So she
Yeah.
broke it down, two women pregnant at the same time. Mia says me too. And then was it the same man?
Mia
And
is one of those girls when you tell a real story, she magically got a story. That's what Mia gives me. Oh my God, I fell off a cliff. What cliff? Because I was there last month. Oh my God, my mom got sick. Oh my God, I was at the hospital last week too, girl. Oh my God, they cut off my foot. Girl, they cut off both my feet. That's what Mia is.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Just making shit up.
And just talking. Shut up.
Yeah.
But I like Kay is like volleys really well with Mia.
Yes,
When
she does.
like what team does he play for? He plays for Jesus.
Jesus.
Like
Oh,
Mhm.
she quit.
She's
Yeah.
on her toes. She's on her toes.
on her
Mm-hmm.
toes. But I do need her to like she's standing up for Karen too much, is my only feedback. So I know I'm taking it back to the beginning of the episode, but when they were all on the couch sitting there asking Karen about rehab or whatever, and
Mhm.
Karen's like, I know Karen, and Karen does not lie. Karen is very open and honest. That it just was like,
You done
okay.
met the bitch a
I
few
think it's
times.
just like because of the fight thing, and like Karen was the one who rode in the ambulance truck with her.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just
She
that
is
like
Karen's mother
that
Teresa.
motherly feeling of like, oh, thank God, like you was on my side. Like,
Mhm. So now Karen would never lie. It's been 8 seasons of lies. You call that man Black Bill Gates, but then it was 4 seasons later you had to bail him out of Lord knows what. What are you talking about?
Karen is known for being like, no one is asking you to stand and say Karen never lies. Cause
Yes.
that's not even like I do like Karen because it's she's just a nut. Like she's just a little like whatever. I like that like just a little kooky person. But
Mm.
like I would never stand up in front of people and be like, no, I like Karen because she tells the truth. Like she's a
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
farthest from it.
I know everything about like no. I
Mm-mm.
like Karen because I don't know. Like I like Karen because she speaks in riddles. She's cryptic. It's like,
Mhm.
are you lying? But like, you don't think we know you lying? That's the part I like. Like it's like you're crazy enough to think I don't know you're lying.
Correct.
Funny. So yeah, that's my only issue with Kay is back up all like we just be in the
Settle
moment.
down,
Mhm.
settle down.
That's do you guys have any like key highlights, anything that comes out from the episode that we didn't cover so far?
Jacqueline's thirsty. She needs to be off this
Yeah.
show. When she did
Every
that confessional about like I'm gonna be here or I'm not going anywhere, I said, oh, okay.
You about to go.
Hmm.
Jacqueline is also, I feel like no one likes her. Everybody killed her in the F Mary kills.
Yes.
They
Yes, which
really
was cool.
did.
Everybody killed her, which means she needs to stop showing up on our TV screens. If we're being
You
honest.
had 3 chances on this show, fumbled every single one of them. And I think like people are like saying like Jacqueline has an MBA or something, she has like a business. We would never know because she's so far up Mia's behind. And I think she thinks that because Mia's like front and center on the promo, that Mia's gonna like usher her in. Mia said last season you was on Wick. That's not what we want to see on TV, sweetheart. I'm so sorry.
No,
So
no.
sorry.
And we don't like Mia enough to like anything attached to her. So
Correct.
you think like, what is
Right.
this saying? You're hitching your horse to the wrong wagon. You're hitching the
Yes.
Yes.
You don't like Mia's hood love story, Jacqueline. We definitely don't like your hood love story. Get out.
Yes. At
Oh,
all. And it
you
was also weird in that. Sorry, did I cut you off?
oh, go ahead.
It was also weird in the episode when she was like, "Oh, I smell stink coochie."
Yes. So what the hell am I watching?
Wait, what? Why are we like?
She tried to bring it back up at dinner and nobody went with her. You remember that? She
Yeah.
was like, y'all need to take showers because y'all stink.
I said, why would you say that?
Why would
You
you
are too old. Like, what is going on here?
say that?
You
Everybody
smell
had
like
different.
fish. Fish. Because then if I would have said who smelt it, dealt it, then I'm the big bad wolf.
Okay, it's only in your little area, so that
Okay.
And she was
Okay.
smelling Mia too. So it's like
Yes.
that's the same coochie that you was like in the ratata with though.
Clock it.
and keep bringing it up. When
Keep
she
bringing it up.
with F Mary Kill, she's like, I already F Mia.
Like, we don't need to.
Good for you, babe. You and Ink and Gordon. Who else?
Uh-huh. It's too much happening. I don't
Literally
like it.
on our screen right now, we see how many people she don't like. It's not even giving exclusive. We
At
can
all.
see people
It's
on this one
At all.
show who have
At
done
all.
it. Are you kidding? We don't care. We don't
Mm-mm.
care. That's why they're like, yeah, Mia's such a freak. Like, it's not even giving that. Like, I don't get what y'all radar is not clicking for me.
Correct.
It don't even give that. It just give the
No.
girl is into everything. Is how I feel. Jesus. All right. I did want to talk about the previews though of next episode. I think Gordon shouldn't like. I don't think Mia should bring Gordon on the show. Every time Gordon comes, he like drops some big bomb.
Yes.
Like in the upcoming, like in the trailer, he's like
the abortion.
Yeah.
Stop having him come and do this to you.
I think truthfully that Mia and Gordon are in on it together. That's what I think. I think one that I really think that Mia and Gordon live together. I really do. That's
Mhm.
number one. And two, I think that whole like Airbnb situation that they do, I think they only do that when Ink comes into town because Mia lives with Gordon. First, you guys said you're poor. Now you can magically afford 2 apartments in DC, or no, they live in I think they're in like Montgomery County. You can both afford apartments in a high rise. It doesn't make sense. And I feel like he's too comfortable in that home and knows what's happening. And that's beyond like, oh, he's the children's father. How are you doing that man's laundry? So is he coming up from his apartment to bring you the laundry? No, no person's doing that. I think they really truly do live together, and that Airbnb situation is just when he's in town because Ink obviously can't stay with 2 people in a home. And they need each other for a storyline because Mia is the breadwinner right now because you don't have any money. So I fully believe that when she brings this man onto the show, she is exploiting him. I think she is. I also do think she's exploiting her children. And it was Karen Giselle to like she'll step on Jesus. She will to do any little bit of something because she needs this show. She wants this platform. They're in cahoots together for sure.
Even with the unhinged comments though.
I absolutely believe it. I don't think that Ink is in on it. I don't think he's in on it because he seems too surprised. And let me tread lightly with my words. I don't know if he knows the dealings between Mia and Gordon intimately enough to understand what is even happening. But Mia and Gordon, they've been on this show for seasons at this point. They know what they need to do to keep it like salacious, to like, you know, keep it going. Because this whole like you're exploiting this man and his mental health, it's gonna keep going tit for tat. And you know that he has a mental health issue. So obviously it's whatever he says is gonna be salacious. But you're also in cahoots because you need this salacious storyline to keep you on the show. Because otherwise you don't have a job. She's like, oh, what am I gonna do after I sell these franchises? I need a next business.
I don't know. So I guess everything that y'all said after I got still is gone. I don't know how this works.
Oh, we actually kind of stopped right after, but I was just talking about Mia and Gordon still like being in cahoots. I think she's aware that she can say certain things that will kind of like set him off to keep this storyline going. But I don't think she's also aware that us as viewers we're sick of her like to be love story. So we don't want to see this no more. It's been multiple seasons.
Yeah.
And why is Ink mic'd up? He's always around. Doesn't he have a radio show to do?
He wants to be on the show.
They need money. Like they clearly like times are really hard.
Yes.
And I think that's just it. Like Mia is like, what do I gotta do so I could pay the rent, so I could feed my kids? I had to exploit my kids.
Yep.
Like,
Absolutely. She don't got no other business on this show. She's not peddling something. So yeah, she's gonna do whatever she can to stay.
It's one of those like, what do I got? What do I got? Okay, let's put it on the board, guys. Okay, paternity. All right, who got? And it's giving that because we just go lower and lower though. I feel like
all time.
Tell us a happy story just one time. Jesus Christ. So, all right. With that, I think we've done it. We've recapped both Salt Lake City and Real Housewives of Potomac. Had a blast. All right. So, fun fact question because we want people to get to know the Black girls, period. So this is a light one. What time do you wake up in the morning?
8 a.m. on the dot.
8 a.m. on the dot.
So morning, 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. every single day.
You sleep at 10 p.m.?
I'm like 92 at heart. Nobody believes me. I'm 92 at heart. If that's my fiance, he's like, yeah, all she does is go to bed. Love it. Never miss a sleep ever.
That's early. That's so early.
I don't play about my sleep. I don't. Because I don't drink coffee or energy drinks.
I used to go to sleep around that time, but now I'm more delayed, more around 11:30. I wake up though. My alarm is set for 6:30, like on a normal, but I actually try to wake up a little bit earlier if I'm going to the gym. I'm never going to the gym in the afternoon, so this is it. Like I really gotta wake up at like 5:30 so I can get out the house to get to the gym, work out. But if I'm not going to the gym, 6:30.
And then what time you said to go to bed? 11:30?
Yeah, I don't get enough sleep.
I wake up 6 a.m. every day. That's my alarm. My bedtime is 11:15 though. Like the phone goes and do not disturb. I don't really be asleep, but that's the shutdown starts happening. I'm up at 6 a.m. every day. I would never do the gym in the afternoon though. Sorry, I know that's not the question. I mean, I do that in the afternoon. I don't do it in the morning. I couldn't see myself getting up at 5 in the morning. For that. And then the last question is, if it's not about this episode, what is the last note in your phone about?
Oh, probably something.
Not to show it, but just tell us. And I know we can take notes about the show, but something besides that.
Oh, it's something wedding related. Yeah. Because we have to take what is it called? Holiday photos. So I was like, oh, we need to take holiday photos. We don't have enough time. So we're trying to like, so I was like, we'll just do an extra after the wedding. That's it. Never anything exciting.
Okay. And congratulations on the wedding.
Thank you.
Congrats. That's so beautiful. You. We love Black love.
Yes.
And we love to see the Black girls having it all. So period.
Absolutely.
Okay. What's your note about?
Okay, so my note is actually, I have a list of date questions. I'm single. So I always try to have like a little list of questions so I could keep the conversation going. And I most recently added, are you a Trump supporter? Question list.
Very real.
Who did you vote for in the most recent election?
Absolutely. Before I even step on that date. Who are you registered with?
Okay.
Come on. Are you even registered to vote? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's this date, like it's called like dinner conversation cards or something, or like dinner cards. When I used to be dating, I would use those. And I had like, I think my list was like 300 questions. But I'd be on dates cutting up. I don't know how I got second dates. But I was like, I'm right there with you with the list. 'Cause I was like, what do you have a list or something? Actually, I do. Bring on the drink. Let's
Right.
talk.
I do.
Absolutely, I do. Yes.
Okay. Now mine is I feel like a boomer, but I have the account number for my electric bill. I had to call to set up electric at my new apartment and they were like, "Oh, do you want the account number?" Yeah. So I wrote it down in my notes. But there's no title. It's just the numbers and I had to remember what the numbers are. So
Can you please put electric underneath so you
Yes.
remember? Like,
well, I literally had to
Yeah.
remember sitting here like, what is that? Yep, it's my electric bill account number. I will type that right now. Electric account. Got it. So yeah, that's you talk about being 92 at heart. I'm 67.
Like I don't leave the house. My fiance, we were like, we've been practicing me staying up later in advance for the wedding. So like we need to start now. So every night I'm like, all right, 10:05, 10:15. So like I can like hit like midnight, 1 a.m. So I love to sleep. I'm not like my sleep, I don't play with it. I really don't.
You have to have a brunch wedding, like a day
But
party.
you know what?
A day
I was
party.
trying to, but every time I come up with like a wedding, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. I can lay down the law. We absolutely can do that. That's what I was trying to do, but Africans. So it's a farce.
Gotcha. Well, we want to say thank you so much for being on our
thank
podcast.
you.
You're our first special guest, and this is so special for us. Like we said, we're tuned into you like every time you post. So thank you for just being willing to take the invite. And with all like, I think I totally blew things up the first time. I was double booked. My fault. You just
No
been
worries.
and accommodating. So just want to say thank you so much
Thank
for being on the
you.
podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Black Girls Do Reviews, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.